literally wrote the book on U.S. air superiority. He joins me now, retired Lieutenant General Dave Deptula. General, thank you for being here with us. I'll first ask about Operation Midnight Hammer. U.S. B-2 stealth bombers, unbelievably, were undetected, and they went in and they dropped the 14 bunker buster bombs. Obviously, these were dropped on Iran's what we expect to be their most dangerous nuclear facilities. From what you can see and what you know, how much was destroyed?
Well, it is great to be on your show. Thanks very much. Before I get to directly answering your question, I just want to highlight what I'm sure folks already have, and that's that the U.S. air attacks on Saturday deserve an A+ in terms of performance. It was absolutely a spectacular demonstration of an extraordinarily well-done set of air and space operations. And I'd also tell you that, you know, this is an extraordinarily difficult mission to plan and execute, in one that our very best pilots, weapons officers, and intelligence targeteers executed flawlessly. As they so often do, they made it look easy, but it was actually a very, very complex and dangerous mission.
Yeah.
Now, that said, back to your question. You can't tell exactly until all the different elements and insights are provided with respect to battle damage assessment. However, just looking at some of the initial satellite pictures, we know that those GBU-57s penetrated into the Alfredos facility in Natanz, and we also got some video clips of them exploding. And I dare say, given that those centrifuges are very delicate devices, they most likely have been significantly affected, which is one element and one of the principal reasons why the United States did what it actually did, and that was to provide a means to significantly set back and degrade Iran's ability to develop a nuclear weapon.
It truly is a thing of incredible awe when you think about how this entire operation had to be so precise when it came down to the bombs dropping, but then, of course, the missiles being launched more than an hour and 40 minutes before the bombs dropped, but they couldn't actually hit their target until after the B-2s completed their mission, and they went undetected. How much of that has to do with the fact that Israel took out so much of Iran's air defense might and strength?
Well, great observation, because Israel achieving air superiority was fundamental to success. And it should be a reminder to all at just how important air superiority is in securing modern campaign success and the ability to achieve strategic impact. A matter of fact, because they now have air superiority over Iran, it really does open up a follow-on strategy if necessary. If Iran does not come to their senses, the Iranian leadership come to their senses and take a path that assures the benefits of their people, what Israel can do is continue to apply pressure to its nuclear facilities and eliminate the leadership, the other key elements that are required to develop a nuclear weapon, and essentially achieve success through delay and continue to put pressure on Iran, even if they decide to continue to reconstitute. Yeah. It will be very, very difficult for them to do so.
General, apparently, though, Iran's drone operations are still, at least in part, intact, and they have gotten that down to somewhat of a science. You are widely considered the godfather of drones. Can you give us your assessment of how advanced they are, or whether they're not all that?
Well, Liz, here's where we need to be careful with terminology.
Okay.
The term drone's a terrible term because it has become so ubiquitous and it leads to misperceptions. What we're seeing Iran actually launch with lethal payloads against Israel are simply cruise missiles. They just happen to be cruise missiles powered by propellers instead of turbofans. But the fact of the matter is the spectacular performance of the Israeli Air Force, along with Allied forces in the past, and to a degree this time, I understand, are essentially negating the impact of those cruise missiles and taking them out literally before they can perform the damage that Iran's trying to impose. So it's just a matter of time before Iran runs out of the capabilities that they have, both in terms of ballistic missiles as well as cruise missiles.
General, thank you for your service, your expertise, and your explanation of all of this. We really needed it, and thank you so much for joining us.